Happy Sunday afternoon. This was never going to be easy. This was a tale of two halves. The Miami Heat come to MSG and defeat the New York Knicks by a final score of 108 to 101. Knicks were in control in that first half. I'll tell you that. Garden was rocking. Knicks were in control. Obi Toppin was making some plays. Jalen Brunson was doing his thing. Grimes came in the game, hit some big shots. And then, let's wait for more people to cycle in here. Big Task, man, what's going on? Like I said in the comments yesterday, the Knicks have to hit their shots. And boy, did they not hit their shots tonight, Big Task. They were missing. What did they shoot? I believe in the 20s from three. The Knicks were 7 of 34 from three tonight. That was the ball game. 7 of 34 from three. That's the ball game right there. Manuel quickly 1 of 4. Quentin Grimes 1 of 3. Grimes only played 10 minutes in this game. No. RJ Barrett was dominant in that first half. Just had the depth there in him and was simply amazing for the New York Knicks. And then second half, Heat made their adjustments like we all knew they were going to be. Like we all know they were going to. Great coach team. RJ Barrett was kind of slowed down there in the second half. Josh Hart 0 for 4 from 3. Jalen Brunson tonight 0 of 7 from three-point land. It's not going to cut it. And then Obi Toppin 4-11 from 3. Obi Toppin was the only one who was pretty much hitting his threes. He was open. He was shooting them, and he was hitting them. Shout out to Obi Toppin for stepping in for the injured Julius Randle tonight. But we start with, I guess we could start with the first half and then, just explain how this game went down. Knicks were in control. First quarter, they were in control. Got up, double-digit lead in the first half. Got up big, in control. Garden was rocking. Obi was doing his thing. And then, I think the game shifted. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think the game shifted midway through the second quarter when the Heat went on a little run to close out the half. Heat went on a little run. They were making the threes. Gabe Vincent, man, I came into this series knowing that Gabe Vincent, he had some dog in him. 20 points tonight, 5 of 12 from 3. Jimmy Butler, the Knicks kind of slowed him down the first quarter, but he was getting everyone else involved. But Butler, what happened in that second quarter is the momentum kind of shifted to the Heat's side. Butler started to get going. Vincent started to get going. They started to hit their shots. They, found a little wrinkle in the Knicks defense, and that was pretty much, from there, Knicks were up 5 at halftime. Everyone was like, I was on my timeline. Everyone was like, the Knicks should be up by way more than just 5 points, right? And then, third quarter comes around, and that was when the Miami Heat pretty much struck first. Kevin Love with, how many outlet pads did Kevin Love have in that third quarter? About like 3 or 4 of them. Just inexcusable from the Knicks side. Inexcusable letting a Miami Heat defender leak down the other end and allowing Kevin Love to throw those football passes. We all know Kevin Love is known for those football passes, so that was just inexcusable from the New York Knicks. Third quarter, he'd take the lead, and then they pretty much controlled the whole second half, man. And the Knicks just shot really poorly from 3. Jalen Brunson is not going to shoot 0-7 from 3 most of the time. Some of those looks were open too, so I'm sure Jalen Brunson is, in the locker room saying, I missed open shots. We missed open shots, and that was the ball game. Josh Hart 0-4. You're not gonna win shooting 7 of 34 from 3, 20%. Knicks dominated in that first quarter in the paint. I believe they had 20 points in that paint. They were attacking. Like I said, Garden was rocking. Heat were calling timeouts back to back to back, and they made their adjustments. And they made the Knicks coming into the second quarter. They made the Knicks shoot the ball. They went zone, made the Knicks shoot the ball, and they shot poorly tonight, man. I mean, the Miami Heat. I knew this series wasn't going to be easy. A lot of people were saying, look, the Knicks should win this series, but the way the Miami Heat are playing right now, you can't take them lightly, especially the way they're shooting the ball. They're shooting the ball extremely well in these playoffs. And, Butler's actually shooting threes. Vincent, he's playing out of his mind. They had, I thought Kyle Lowry for them was a huge boost off the bench. 3 or 4 times he went, I go back to the fourth quarter. There was 4 minutes remaining. Knicks were down 4, and Knicks get a rebound, and the momentum was kind of shifting in that moment. And then Kyle Lowry swats the ball out of Mitchell Robinson's hands. He get the ball back, and that's when Gabe Vincent hits a 3. I felt that in my heart. That was a dagger right there, man. I think that moment in the fourth quarter solidified the Miami Heat winning this game. Knicks were down 4. They get the rebound, and Kyle Lowry multiple times tonight just swatting the ball out of Mitchell Robinson's hands, R.J. Barrett's hands as well. I thought he provided that veteran presence for the Heat, and he was big off the bench for them, man. 3 of 6 from 3, 30 minutes for them, and, the Heat hit their shots, man. 13 threes for them, 13 to 39 from 3, 33%. That we all know they love shooting threes, and we got to defend it, man. Got to make our adjustments. D-Gons, man, what's going on? Tyler in the chat. Let me get to some of these comments. Tyler, tough loss, man. I felt that, man. Momentum shifted kind of there in the end of the. Don't know if you just joined us, but I was, saying that the momentum shift kind of in the end of the second quarter when the Heat cut the lead down to 5. And then third quarter, they just took control of the game. And fourth quarter, the momentum was kind of shifting towards the Knicks side, but then that play, the second chance opportunity from the Miami Heat was, kind of a dagger. So that one hurt. Degon's in the chat. 1, RJ giveth in the first and giveth back in the fourth. 2, Obi is not Randall. 3, Spoelstra. 1, Brunson. Yeah, I mean, tale of two halves, man. RJ Barrett was dominant in that first half. He was dominant. He couldn't guard him. They had Gabe Vincent on him. RJ Barrett was taking advantage of that matchup. And Obi Toppin was playing well. The Heat were leaving him open. He were daring him to shoot. Obi shot it well. He had 4 threes tonight. But yeah, when you say Obi is not Randall, he did his thing though. But the Knicks are missing Julius Randle. Hopefully he can get back there on Tuesday. But 3, Eric Spoelstra. We all know he, one of the best coaches in the game. Brunson, yeah, man. First quarter, Brunson was balling out. He just couldn't hit a shot, man. Jalen Brunson tonight was just off. The whole team was off, guys. I mean, Jalen Brunson 0-7 from 3, 11 to 23 from the field. Inefficient night for him. I also thought the ball movement was non-existent in that second half. Non-existent. Knicks stopped moving the ball. They stopped doing the things in the first half that got them a double-digit lead, and they allowed the Heat to get back in the game. So Tyler says, felt like the door was open with 6 minutes left, and the Knicks just gave it away. Yeah, that moment where the Knicks grabbed the rebound, Mitchell Robinson gets the ball, and then Kyle Lowry just swats it out of his hands. Gabe Vincent hits a 3. That was a dagger, man. The Knicks had some momentum there. They could have cut the lead down. It was a one-possession game. I believe the Knicks were down 3. You hit a 3, it's a tie game. But Gabe Vincent hits a 3, and it just kind of sucked the life out of MSG as well. Chai in the chat. What's going on, man? Hit these comments. 7 for 34 from 3 is not a winning recipe. Even in the Cleveland Cavaliers series, the Knicks didn't shoot the ball well. And tonight was I don't believe that this is going to be a trend in this series. I don't. I mean, granted, the Heat are a great, good defensive team. But I don't. The Heat probably want the Knicks to shoot 2s. And they, dared them to shoot 3s. Most of these 3s were open. The Knicks were just off tonight. Today. Knicks were just off, man. 7 of 34 from 3. Like you said, man, not a recipe for success at all. Big Taz says the Knicks did a decent job with Butler, minus the incident with his ankle. The play he got hurt on, I thought that was an offensive foul. Like, even though he got hurt, the refs in this game were kind of flip-floppity too, man. There was a bunch of calls. Jalen Brunson got hit with a technical foul, and that's uncharacteristic of Jalen Brunson. He did not get any calls all night long. Maybe, getting to the line would have got Jalen Brunson going, but the referees did not give the Knicks any favors. Of course, you don't want to blame the referees, but, I thought the referees were kind of today. So, I mean, it is what it is. Big Taz says, right, we need more ball. But yeah, man, the ball movement was non-existent. The Knicks were moving the ball really well in the first half. Everybody was getting involved. Everybody. Josh Hart was going to the rack. Obi Toppin was going to the rack. Obi Toppin was hitting threes. Quentin Grimes came in the game in the first half and hit a couple of threes. I thought the Knicks should have went to Grimes a little bit sooner there in that third quarter as well. I think Josh Hart played majority of this game. I mean, mostly guarding Jimmy Butler. Also, when Butler got hurt, Knicks did not attack him. Butler was clearly a decoy. We'll see what his status is for Tuesday. Looked pretty bad, though. Couldn't really hit. I mean, Jimmy Butler attempted a corner three and shot an air ball. So he's going to have a day to rest the ankle, but it didn't look great for Butler. So, he came into the Garden and did what they needed to do, man. They stole whole corn from us, and we just got to take game two. Game two becomes, got to win that game. Got to win that game. Going into Miami 1-1. We got to answer back like Cleveland answered back in the last series with us. So it is what it is. Tony in the chat says refs were fine, relax. There was some plays where the referees could have gone both ways. Some BS foul calls, non-calls on Jalen Brunson, especially. But yeah, I'm not the one to blame referees. It is what it is. It's playoff basketball. That's what's going to happen. It's just the Heat. The veteran presence was felt on Miami. Kyle Lowry, 30 minutes. And every single one of those 30 minutes from Kyle Lowry was huge. Swatting the ball, creating turnovers. Kevin Love, they did a great job boxing out Mitchell Robinson. I thought Gabe Vincent, when was it, in that first half, ran into Mitchell Robinson and kind of bruised his hip. Mitchell Robinson wasn't the same after that, even though Big Mitch grabbed 14 rebounds tonight, 5 offensive. So, the veteran presence on the Heat is, that's what they're going to do. They're going to grind out these wins. Kevin Love, I mean, even though he didn't play that much, the 16 minutes that he did play were impactful. 9 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. That third quarter, Kevin Love killed the New York Knicks, man, with his outlet passes. Was grabbing rebounds, just killing the New York Knicks with his outlet passes. And that was honestly embarrassing watching that. I was like, come on, man, you got to get back. You know what Kevin Love wants to do with the basketball. He's done this throughout his whole career. He grabs the rebound, he throws it out, he throws it down the court. If anyone's open, that kind of sucked the life out of the third quarter. Knicks answered back in the fourth quarter, but, they just were missing their shots, man. And it's crazy how dominant, guys were in the first half for the Knicks. And then the tale of two halves, man, adjustments. Heat locked in defensively. Shut down Barrett, really. Even Barrett, 26. Barrett had a good game. 26 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. But he was dominant in the first half. Really dominant, taking over the game, going after Gabe Vincent. And it was just, the Heat made it more difficult for him in the second half. And, they made their adjustments, man. And it's not helping when we're shooting 20% from three. It's not helping at all. Big Task with a question. How many turnovers did the New York Knicks commit? They committed 13 turnovers. Heat only 8 turnovers. Heat are a disciplined team. So they're not going to turn the ball over. They're going to create turnovers. Bam Adebayo really, didn't really do much tonight. I mean, but you can tell what the Heat want to do. You can tell what the Heat want to do. They want to run the offense through Butler, get him in the low post. Butler wants to drive in the lane. We've seen this at the end of the season. Butler wants to drive in the lane. The Knicks help. Butler kicks it out to open threes. He's surrounded. The Heat are surrounding Jimmy Butler with 3-point shooters. Strus, Vincent, Martin. That's what they want to do. They want to kick it out to the open 3-point guy. They hit their shots. Kyle Lowry came in off the bench and hit his 3-point shots. 3 of 6 off the bench for Kyle Lowry. I was not expecting that at all. Kyle Lowry's a winner, man. Made some winning plays, though. So it is what it is. Degon says, Spoelstra, masterful at exploiting weaknesses. Thibs has to answer on Tuesday. That's for sure, man. We look, Eric Spoelstra is a genius, right? One of the best coaches in the NBA. Tom Thibodeau has been great as well. But, they made their adjustments in that third quarter. End of the second quarter, that's when you felt the momentum just starting to shift towards the Miami side. Third quarter, they came out swinging. I felt at times Brunson, first half he was great, but at times he was forcing it a little bit. He should have got to the line at least four more times than he did. But that's why he got hit with the tech in the second half. He was just frustrated. I actually love that tech from Brunson because that time when he was arguing with the referees, he did get fouled. So, Butler wound up missing the free throw, so it didn't hurt. So, Kareem Grant, man, salute to you guys as well. Salute to everyone in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button. We are here after the Miami Heat come into the Madison Square Garden, steal home court advantage from the New York Knicks, 108 to 101. This was not going to be an easy series. I picked the Knicks in 6 games. I'm still sticking by that. Knicks have to come out on Tuesday, get it done. The way Jimmy Butler looked at the end of the game, yeah, I don't know if he's going to be healthy, but, he's a warrior too. Jimmy Butler's just like Julius Randle, a warrior. Randle was ruled out in the beginning of the game. Looked kind of good. The Knicks were putting out some videos of Julius Randle practicing in the beginning of the game. He looked close. So hopefully we can get Randle back on Tuesday because Randle was dominant versus the Miami Heat in the regular season. Dominant. So, despite how we looked in the first half with Obi Toppin, it was all great. Heat made their adjustments, made the Knicks an outside shooting team. Knicks are not that great of an outside shooting team. Heat know that. But tonight was just, a little bit too crazy. 7-34, 20% from 3. That's not going to happen most nights for the New York Knicks. They're a better shooting team than that. And especially their free throws. They missed 8 free throws tonight. Kind of stinks, man, because, 8 free throws. They were pretty, in the first round, they were a pretty good free throw shooting team against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And the Heat got to the line 29 times. They shot free throws 29 times. So it's going to be one of those series, man. One of those dog fights. I'm telling you. This can go 6 or 7 either way. Knicks got to answer back on Tuesday. Have to. Shy in the chat. It now becomes a do or die game for game 2 for the Knicks at MSG. No way Riley is supposed to coach team loses the lead in a 7-game series. Yeah, I have faith that the Knicks will answer back, right? Especially if we get Randle back, and now we, hope. Butler, we have to see what's going on with his injury, but that twist of an ankle that Butler, that looked bad. That looked worse than the Julius Randle's injury. But who knows, man? Everybody's body is different. Butler can come out on Tuesday and just ball the heck out. We shall see, but I agree with you. Do or die for game 2. Got to come out with the assertiveness, with the aggression, and win because we want to split these two. We wanted to take both of these games at home, but now we want, to get the split going into Miami, and hopefully we can steal one in Miami and get back home court advantage. But I agree, man. This becomes I wouldn't say a big game on Tuesday, but for everyone saying that the Miami Heat, they're missing Tyler Hero, they're missing Oladipo, they're not a great shooting team, they don't put up a lot of points. I told you guys, man, this team just beat the Bucks. They got great shooters. Gabe Vincent is a good player for them. This is not going to be easy. Knicks have to make their adjustments, and I think they will. So, D-Gons in the chat says, Obi was good, but just too many late closeout. Yeah, on the defensive end, Obi Toppin was kind of, but he was providing a spark for them offensively. First half, the tale of two halves, right? Knicks were dominant in that first half, guys. First quarter, especially, he got up. Knicks came back, double-digit lead. Second quarter, Knicks were playing really well. They were missing their outside shots and still playing really well, attacking the basket. Josh Hart attacking the basket. Middle of that second quarter, that's when the Miami Heat made some type of adjustment. They got some sparks coming in off their bench. Kyle Lowry gave them a big spark. Duncan Robinson usually hits a couple of threes for them, but 0 of 5 for them from 3. He's usually good for like 2 threes a game. Cody Martin was it Martin that had a huge block on RJ Barrett at the end of the game? That pretty much sucked the life out of the crowd, but got to come out game 2 stronger, man. Got to come out game 2 with a different mindset, get different game plan. Jalen Brunson will be better. He's not going to shoot 0 of 7 from 3, 11 of 23 from the field. It's not going to happen again. I'm sure Brunson he probably wants game 2 to be tomorrow so he can bounce back. Barrett, great first half. Second half was getting to the rim as well, but he made it apparent to stop Barrett in that second half. So, let me just read you this statistic that I read on Twitter. Okay. In the beginning of the fourth quarter, the Knicks had one field goal made in the last 5 minutes. They turned the ball over 3 times in that span and had 3 of their shots blocked. That tweet was from Ian Begley. Miami was in complete control at that point. Miami wins game 1. Knicks were they were just throwing up bricks, guys. Just throwing up bricks. You know, you're not going to win many games when your team is just throwing up bricks. And, you know, it's not like we played bad, right? We can't hang our hat on, you know, we obviously we could have played better and won this game, protect home court, right? But it's not like we played terrible. We just missed open shots. 7 to 34 from 3. Yeah, we missed 8 free throws. I mean, the free throw shooting was good in round 1. Hopefully we can get that together next game. But 48 rebounds. We out-rebounded the Heat. 12 offensive rebounds for us, but he grabbed 10 offensive rebounds. None other than the late in the game, I'm going to repeat myself. Knicks down 3. Mitchell Robinson grabs a rebound. Kyle Lowry knocks the ball out of Mitchell Robinson's hands, kills the momentum from there, and then Gabe Vincent hits a 3 where he kind of flops a little bit, trying to draw a foul, hits a big 3, puts the Heat back up 6, kind of sucked the life out of everything. That was a big strip from Kyle Lowry, but Knicks out rebounded them. It was just ball movement. I mean, the ball movement was just non-existent. A lot of forcing. We had 20 assists, but, you know, the ball movement was just stuck. The ball was stuck in that second half, and that just can't happen. Got to get back to the drawing board, come out stronger than ever, have a day off tomorrow. Get back to the drawing board, man. That's it. Mr. Nice in the chat, man. What's going on, guys? Appreciate every single one of you. Quickly needs to find his game. The bench gave us nothing. Yeah, I mean, IQ, like I said, first half was, they were okay. IQ was it the first half where he made where he fouled Vincent in the corner and he wound up being a 4-point play? Dumb foul. So, yeah, 9 points for IQ, 104 from 3, 27 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I thought Grimes in the first half actually came in the game and played well. He was, doing his thing, was quick off the screens, hit a big 3, and then third quarter, Knicks could have went to Grimes sooner. I know Tom Thibodeau wanted to stick Josh Hart on Jimmy Butler for most of the game. But I thought he could have went to Quentin Grimes sooner and maybe give Josh Hart a breather because maybe Josh Hart got fatigued there. Who knows? But, Hart in the second half didn't really give us anything. And Josh Hart missed a few wide open threes tonight that, those stung, But if you're open, shoot it. Just one of those days. I keep saying nights. One of those days for the New York Knicks shooting-wise. And it just stinks that I had to be on our home court. Especially game 1. You want to take game 1. Game 1 is usually one of those games where the road team comes in and steals one. Like we did last time versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. We stole one. We got to answer back, man. No excuses. Knicks 100 GM in the chat. That's 6 total games. Quickly has been trash in 5 of them. Quickly was amazing during game 5, our closeout game versus Cleveland, though. So... But yeah, I get the frustration. Now. We lost. We want to point fingers. Everyone missed shots, man. I mean, it wasn't just Quickly. 104 from 3. But yeah, I mean, he hasn't been good 4 of the last 5 games in the playoffs. I'll give you that. But game 5, he was amazing. We thought that game 5 was going to give him momentum coming into this series. But it just didn't. Defensively, he was, I thought he was porous today, too. Wasn't that great defensively. But I hear the frustration, Knicks 100 GM. I hear the frustration. He said that's what happens when you hype a player. Quickly should have won the 6th man of the year. He's played amazing this year. Last game 5 versus Cleveland, he was amazing. Just one of those nights. I mean, I get it. He hasn't been great during these playoff series. But like RJ Barrett has shown you, it can change in a blink of an eye. But we need IQ hitting those shots. We need him. We need him to give us those 10 to 15 points off the bench. We do, for sure. Because when you have Hartenstein, I thought, Hartenstein was like Ant today. Quickly was Grimes only played 10 minutes, 4 points, 9 points from Quickly, and 2 points from Hartenstein. It's not going to cut it. And then when you combat that with 7 of 34 from the field, from 3, 20% from, it's not good. It's not good. D-Gons, man. Yeah, I've been saying this all stream. Lowry turned the clock back in this playoffs. Can't sleep on him. I was, when Lowry, he hit some big shots tonight, man. Kyle Lowry, he's old, but he's effective. He's a winner, and he's, he does all the little winning plays. And tonight he made a bunch of winning plays from the Miami Heat. He did. How many steals did Lowry have tonight? But yeah, you're so right, man. Lowry came in the game and he only had 1 steal, but he was knocking the ball out from the Knicks so many times. Mitchell Robinson, put the ball over your head when Kyle Lowry's around, because that's what Kyle Lowry wants to do. Smack the ball out of your hands, and he did that a bunch tonight. Buzzer Beater says, we didn't play well. Again, I actually thought that the Knicks played okay versus the zone. When the Heat came out in their zone defense in the second quarter, I actually thought the Knicks played okay. And then the Heat went back to man. And then, something happened on their end that flipped the switch. And the second half of that second quarter, where they went on the run, that gave them confidence going into the third quarter. And Knicks should have, it felt like to end the first half, Knicks should have been up like 10, right? Or like 10, 11, 12. But they were only up 5. And it just felt like the momentum in the end of the second quarter started to switch a little bit to Miami. And then they came out of the third quarter hitting on all cylinders, man, hitting their shots. Yeah, they're missing Hero, but they still got Kyle Lowry, 3 of 6 from 3. Cody Martin's a good 3-point shooter for them, only made 1. Duncan Robinson didn't make any, but they're starters. Kevin Love, winner as well, man. He made some that third quarter. Keep going back to it. Those football passes, down the court passes. We know what Kevin Love wants to do. As soon as he grabs a rebound, he's looking down the court. 3 straight possessions, 2 straight possessions for Kevin Love in that third quarter. That was just inexcusable defense from the New York Knicks. And got to be better. Simple. Got to be better. Shai says zone kills us when we don't hit those open shots. That's the thing, right? The Knicks, when the Heat went zone in that second quarter, Knicks were moving the ball well. They were, I believe in that second quarter, like when they went zone, like I said, the Knicks were playing okay versus the zone. But it's just at times in that second quarter, they were missing, Josh Hart tonight was missing 0-4 from 3. And I believe 0-4 of those shots were wide open. So Hart got to hit his shots. Barrett 1 of 5 from 3, but Barrett was attacking the paint really well tonight. Keep doing your thing, RJ Barrett. Third straight game now. Well, 4th straight game that he has really balled out for the Knicks. They kind of slowed him down in the second half, but Barrett, I'm not concerned about him. He sort of hit a 180 here and is playing amazing for the Knicks. Brunson was inefficient tonight. 0-7 from 3. That's not gonna happen again. So yeah, Shai. I knew that the Miami Heat were going to try to go zone. They tried it in the regular season versus us, and at times it did work because, Knicks are not a great shooting team. It's just that tonight was a little bit, kind of, 20% from 3. It's not going to happen every game. We hope that's not going to happen every game. So, back to the drawing board, man. Back to the drawing board. Got to win this second game, right, guys? Got to win it. So, Buzzer Beater says, did you see Josh Hart's body language in the third? I knew we were going to. Josh Hart just looked tired, man. It just looked like he needed a breather. I think the Knicks played him too much. Yeah, I know you want to stick him on Jimmy Butler for a majority of the game, but I know Quentin Grimes is coming back from his shoulder injury. Grimes looked okay in the first half. He looked fine. And then he really didn't come in the game until what? Fourth quarter for Brunson I think he came in the beginning of the fourth quarter, Grimes, and Brunson came back in the game with like 6 minutes left. So maybe, Josh Hart, maybe he needed a breather, I think. He looked gassed. I mean, guys were playing heavy minutes, but this is the playoffs, man. I mean, Game 5, Hart played majority of the game on Donovan Mitchell and had him on lock. But, Jimmy Butler is a different animal, but first half, Knicks, did a pretty solid job on Butler, and then Butler just, does what he does, man. Get to the free throw line. 9 out of 11 free throws. 11 boards for Butler. 4 offensive rebounds for Jimmy Butler. So finished the game with 25 and 11. So I just think Josh Hart was a little bit too gassed there in that third quarter buzzer beater. So, maybe his body language showed that, but no excuses, man. No excuses. Whoo. Got to get the second one, right? Got to get the second one, man. This was not going to be easy. He came in here. They did what they had to do. They, got the first road win. Got to get the second one. Hit these comments. Degon says, no excuse for those long outlet passes. We fell asleep for that stretch. Yeah. 3 times, right, in that third quarter. 3 times, Kevin Love. Outlet pass after outlet pass after outlet pass. You would think that's on the chalkboard in the locker room. When Kevin Love grabs the rebound, he wants to throw a football pass down the court. You're going to have a Miami Heat defender leaking down the court, and that was inexcusable. I was like, come on. After the first time, I was like, okay. Then after the second time, I was like, really? After the third time to Jimmy Butler, I was like, come on. I mean, that's embarrassing now. You just can't let Kevin Love do that. So it is what it is, man. Saquon in the chat. What's going on, Saquon? You're hitting these comments right now. 17 people in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel so you can join us here in the chat. We recently got super chats activated. So if in case you guys want to support the channel, feel free to. Really appreciate that as well. Don't have to, but that's activated now. Just talking about the 108-101 New York Knicks lost to the Miami Heat. Just going through it with you guys, painful loss. It wasn't going to be easy though. It wasn't going to be easy. Saquon says, sorry, I didn't hit your comment in time. Saquon says, we played good. They just played bad. We missed our shots. They hit their shots. I mean, basketball can be so simple. They hit their threes. We missed our threes. And we lost by 7. So it's just, I get that it's more to that. It's more to us just missing our shots, right? It's their game plan, right? That was their game plan probably. Let them shoot. First half, first quarter, Knicks were dominant, man. Dominant. So Heat made the adjustment in the middle of the second quarter. Knicks just couldn't strike back. They just couldn't make the adjustment back. So, one of those games, man. Buzzer Beater says, where did you cop this Jalen Brunson t-shirt? My wife gave me this Jalen Brunson t-shirt. I have no idea where she copped it. I think she got it on Amazon. But yeah, it's dope, right? You got Jalen Brunson balling out. I wore it. He played a great first half, but it's a good t-shirt. I love it. Shy in the chat says, well-coached teams keep the score close even when they struggle, which is exactly what the Heat did in the second quarter. I knew we were a bit in trouble since we have issues in the third quarter as well. Great comment, man. Great comment. We do have issues in the third quarter, but in the Cleveland game, besides game 2, we kind of, took control of the third quarters, right? So today kind of brought us back to kind of humbled us a little bit, right? Kind of brought us back to what we got in trouble with during the regular season. The third quarter is a 3-point defense. The ball movement wasn't there in the second half. It just, RJ Barrett played well. He kind of, put the clamps on him in the second half, still finished with 26 points or something like that. But yeah, Heat made the adjustments and the Knicks just couldn't combat them. Heat made some dagger shots, man, especially in that third quarter. When the Knicks made their runs, you had Kyle Lowry coming in off the bench and hitting shots. You had Kevin Love hitting big shots for them. Gabe Vincent opened the game, hitting his shots, firing on all cylinders. Gabe Vincent ain't no slouch, man. Got to guard him because he's not gonna just. He's a baller, man, and he's a baller. So got to put a body on him. One time this series, I do wish that the Knicks would, bring back the 90s on Gabe Vincent and, kind of, make our presence known in the paint because, that's the Heat game plan. Driving the paint, kick it out to open threes. Sometimes the Knicks help too much. Heat are wide open. They pass the ball, swing the ball around, kills the Knicks. And that's what the Heat were doing. Buzzer Beater says, I thought maybe you had your own merch. Not yet. Coming soon, though. Maybe in the beginning of next season this summer, we will have our own merch. That is coming soon, though. But let me just look at my notes. This sucks, man. Losing a game in Madison Square Garden, especially as hyped as that crowd was in that first half, it sucks. Honestly, it does. It does. Kevin Love, I'm just going through my notes. Third quarter was when the game kind of really shifted. That's when the Heat went on, I believe, to open up the third quarter at 8-0 run. Kevin Love gave them a big spark in that third. All those outlet passes killed the New York Knicks. Kyle Lowry on the Heat's end with his winning plays. Gabe Vincent hit some big shots. Jimmy Butler, he didn't go crazy today. Held him in 25 points from Butler, but they were efficient. They were an efficient 25 points. And he got to the free throw line, which we don't want. We don't want Butler getting to the free throw line. A couple of those calls, though, were like, really, ref? Come on. 11 boards for Butler. 4 offensive rebounds for Butler. Knicks still out-rebounded the Miami Heat by, 9? We're good on the rebounds. Assists. Heat had 26 assists. They were moving the ball, especially in that second half, in that third quarter. It's just the 3-point shots, man. 7-34 for the Knicks. We shot well from 2, 41 of 86. It's just the Heat. They made 6 more threes than us, 13-39, and shot the 3 better than us. Half the back bounce in game 2, right? This game 2, treat game 2 like a must win. Go to Miami, 1-1, steal one in Miami, then we have a series. Then this was always going to be a long, drawn-out series, and the Knicks just have to answer back, make their adjustments. Hopefully, losing Julius Randle is big for us. Obi Toppin played well today, but Julius Randle dominated the Miami Heat in the regular season, including, we all know, that 46-point performance with the game winner a couple of months back. So Randle looked good pregame. So hopefully he's moving in the right direction. Hopefully he rested today. Hopefully he can rest tomorrow and be out there for Tuesday, because this loss stings, man, and we need Randle. Randle's 25 and 10 for us, right? And it just stinks that at the end of that Cleveland game in game 5, he was, starting to get into a rhythm, man. That first half in game 5, Julius Randle was awesome. He was dominant. And that was the Julius Randle we were waiting for. It just, he aggravated that ankle again, and it sucks, man. But hey, now Jimmy Butler may not be healthy on the Miami Heat side. Didn't look healthy at all to close the, fourth quarter. I thought the Knicks should have attacked Jimmy Butler more. I thought they should have, he was in the corner. You could tell he was hobbled. I thought whoever was guarding him, I think he was on Jalen Brunson, test that ankle a little bit, but they decided not to. And, now we have to watch the health of Jimmy Butler, and which is why these games are so important, right? Heat were in control. Then the Butler injury happens. Who knows if he'll be out there for game 2? Who knows? So Nino in the chat. Look who went off for the Miami. Kevin Love, Kyle Lowry, and Gabe Vincent. 2 old geezers and a short scrub. Come on, man. Nino, man, what's going on? I haven't seen you. If you're new here, appreciate you as always. But yeah, Kevin Love, Kyle Lowry, and Gabe Vincent. Kevin Love and Kyle Lowry, especially, they made winning plays. Especially Kyle Lowry was, batting the ball from the New York Knicks a lot. I keep going back to that rebound that Mitchell Robinson got in the fourth quarter. Kyle Lowry bats in for him. Knicks had some momentum there, and then Lowry steals it for him, and then Gabe Vincent hits that dagger 3, and then puts the Heat up 6. So, yeah, man, but we knew this coming into the series, right? I mean, Kevin Love is always going to make those winning plays in the third quarter. Love took over that third quarter. Kyle Lowry, I thought, shot the ball well. And Gabe Vincent, man, got to watch out for him. We have our first super chat of the channel, and it goes to D Gons, man. Appreciate you, man. Degon says, times are lean, but love your show, Anthony. That is love, Degons. Appreciate you as always. Thank you for supporting the channel. That's love, man. Appreciate you always. Is Mitchell even trying to make his free throws? Look, we can't get. I mean, Mitchell Robinson, he's a 40% free throw shooter, man. I mean, he's going to hit 1 out of 2. He's going to hit 1 out of 2. So, you know, when Gabe Vincent ran into Mitchell Robinson in the first half, I think that kind of, I don't know whether he ran into his hip or his thigh, but you could tell Mitch was hobbled. So Mitch did his thing tonight, though. First half, they were throwing alley hoops to Mitchell Robinson. Mitch was going crazy in the first half, and then, you know, he still got 14 boards, 5 offensive rebounds from Mitch. I'm not worried about Mitch, but, you know, big men typically don't, you know, make their free throws. So, you know, Mitch has been amazing for us, right? So if he's a, you know, bad free throw shooter, I don't really care about that. Nino says, I'm new, bro. What up? They did just play better. Appreciate you, Nino, man. Thanks for the support. Yeah, Heat played first quarter. Knicks were in control. First half of the second quarter, Knicks were in control. Something flipped in that second quarter where the Heat came out of the second quarter in a zone. Knicks actually, you know, played the zone pretty good. You know, I don't think the zone hurt the Knicks in that second quarter. Grimes hit a 3 in that zone. It was good for Grimes to get going. Was driving to the rack, got to the free throw line, Quentin Grimes. Wish he would have played more in that third quarter. But you could tell Josh Hart, you know, played a lot of minutes, played the most minutes on the New York Knicks, 43 minutes for Josh Hart. So, you know, you could tell he was gassed in the second half. But no excuses, right? It's the playoffs, man. No excuses whatsoever. So the positives out of game 1. RJ Barrett is still playing at a high level. First half, he looked. That first quarter, RJ Barrett was taking over the game. He was going to the rack, turning around, hitting mid-range jump shots, looking like a whole different player. Like, it was honestly crazy. First half, he was dominant. That's a positive. Mitchell Robinson, still dominant. Positive. Obi Toppin, first half, hitting his shots, 18 points for Obi, 8 rebounds. I believe in that first quarter, Obi grabbed 5 rebounds. That's a positive. Hope we can get Julius Randle. The negatives in tonight were obviously the shooting, 7-34 from 3. Terrible. Manu quickly, we thought that game 5 would get him going. Tonight, 3-9 from the field, 1-4 from 3. Defensively, he was, as well. I guess you could throw that into the negative. Isaiah Hardenstein, 2 rebounds for him, 14 minutes. I guess you could throw. I mean, the bench just really didn't give us much. Granted, I thought when Grimes came in the game, he did play well. He just played only 10 minutes. And, I don't want to use fatigue as an excuse here. But RJ Barrett, 40 minutes. Josh Hart, 43. Brunson, 40. But you go on the Miami Heat side, Jimmy Butler, 43 minutes. But they were playing. Lowry had 30 minutes for them. Cody Martin, 31. Duncan Robinson, 13. Kevin Love played 16 minutes, and every single one of those 16 minutes, he was effective. Impactful plays for Kevin Love, man. So, got to go back to the drawing board, bro. Got to go back to the drawing board. This game 2 becomes a must win. Yeah, Nino, RJ was hype in that first half. He was yelling. I mean, you rarely see that from RJ Barrett in the first half. He was playing. He was awesome today, man. RJ Barrett was awesome. Simply incredible. Second half, they did slow him down, but if we're gonna get that version of RJ Barrett, driving to the paint, spinning around, shooting mid-range jump shots, screaming at the refs. I thought RJ got fouled multiple times tonight. Didn't call it. But if we're going to see that version of RJ Barrett, we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay because when RJ Barrett plays well, it unlocks a whole new level for this team. And we saw that in games 2. No, we saw that in games 3, 4, and 5 in the last series. And tonight he played well. It was just that guys just missed shots. Jalen Brunson 0-7 from 3. And, a few of those threes he was open. So it's just one of those shooting nights, man. It stinks that it's during the playoffs in MSG. It's one of those games, man. Rondo Gio in the chat. Appreciate you in the chat as always. Quickly got to hit his shots. Yeah, he did hit a bank 3-point shot in this game, but his shots weren't falling. 1 of 4 from 3, 3 and 9 from the field. His defense was kind of today, which Quickly is known for. Great defense. So 27 minutes. When was it? I think Heat in that second quarter, they took out Kevin Love and they went to a small lineup, and that led to Emmanuel Quickly playing the majority of that second quarter. That's why you didn't see Obi Toppin in that second quarter, because Kevin Love wasn't in there. But yeah, man, Quickly got to hit his shots, and we got to get the Game 5 Emmanuel Quickly back, right? The Game 5 Emmanuel Quickly that we saw in Cleveland, we need that, because when he's hitting his shots, and I don't know, what do you guys think of Grimes coming in off the bench now that Josh Hart is in the starting lineup? Do you want to see Tom Thibodeau go back to Grimes in the starting lineup rather than Hart? I know you don't want to make, changes, but Hart was playing so well for the Knicks off the bench. Maybe the Knicks go back to Quentin Grimes coming in. Quentin Grimes starting. But I do think they love Josh Hart's defense on Jimmy Butler. I'm not saying, that's not to say Quentin Grimes ain't no slouch on defense, because I'm pretty sure he can hold his own as well. But maybe that's a wrinkle that the Knicks switch. They bring Josh Hart back off the bench and they start Quentin Grimes. Maybe. I'm sure Tom Thibodeau will be asked about it tomorrow. But that's going to be interesting if the Knicks decide to go back to, the normal starting lineup. Brunson, Grimes, Barrett, Randall if he's healthy, and Robinson. Buzzer Beater says we should have run pick and roll at the top of the key with Brunson, IQ, and Hart. The offense tonight was just, it was stagnant, right? I mean, when you combat a stagnant offense with not sharing the rock, only 20 assists for the Knicks, not moving the ball movement was lacking today for the Knicks, missing their open threes. When you have all those piling up, we scored 101 points, but we're better than this. Guys are in the locker room probably kicking themselves right now. I mean, I'm sorry, Brunson, open looks just didn't fall down. Obi Toppin had some good looks, even though he had 4 of 11 from 3. That just didn't fall down. Josh Hart, I think 3 out of those 4 3-point shots that he made was just open, and they just didn't fall down. So it's one of those days, man. I mean, Big Tass agrees with me. Big Tass says, yes, Grimes needs to start, but Josh Hart's defense on Jimmy Butler. That's the thing. I mean, Knicks, I know they want Josh Hart's athleticism on Jimmy Butler. They want him to give him, they want him to play great defense on Jimmy Butler. And for the majority of the game, he was. Butler still got his, still great plays, still going to get his points. But, maybe the Knicks switch that. Maybe the Knicks bring in Josh Hart off the bench because, Josh Hart's playing a lot of minutes. I mean, he's playing majority of the game, 43 minutes tonight. And when he was coming in off the bench for us all season long, his minutes was 36, like 32 to 36. So that extra 6 to 7 minutes, that's huge, man. I mean, even when he comes in off the bench, he still can guard Butler. So we'll see if the Knicks, change that. So we'll see, man. Julius Nino says Julius will definitely be back next game. Hopefully. We need him for sure, especially on Kevin Love. We need him to put a body on Love, and Julius is a great rebounding forward. So the Knicks definitely need him back. Buzzer Beater says Grimes was rusty as an old. I thought Grimes he played 10 minutes, Buzzer Beater. Hit a 3, but he was okay in those 10 minutes. I just think that he couldn't get in rhythm in those 10 minutes. So it is what it is, man. Degon says Grimes to start, no doubt, but they can both D up Butler. That's the thing. Both of them can D up Butler. Grimes is a good defender. Hart is a good defender as well. Josh Hart may be more physical. Maybe that's why the Knicks are going to ride with Josh Hart on Jimmy Butler. He brings that physical presence. He's stronger. He has a stronger build. But Grimes off the bench, I don't know. I don't know if the Knicks changed that. I don't know if the Knicks put Grimes back in the starting lineup, but Hart has been playing. Josh Hart starting bench doesn't matter. It's just that in the Cleveland series, when they had him on Donovan Mitchell, he was balling. He was balling on Mitchell. Had him in clamps majority of the game, and Butler is a bigger dude. Butler still got his points tonight, but I think Quentin Grimes inserted into the starting lineup, going back to the old lineup. I think that could be an option, maybe. Nino says Q Dog did. Oh yeah, I think Quentin Grimes did all right, man. I mean, for his first game back in almost a week now, sore shoulder, hit a three when the Heat were in the zone, right, in the second quarter. That's when Grimes hit that three. So I think Grimes did okay. 10 minutes. You can't really get in a rhythm in 10 minutes. It's just, we'll see, man. Got to take game 2, right, guys? Have to take game 2. Cannot fall down 0-2 to the Miami Heat. That cannot happen. We do not want to go to Miami down 0-2. Game 2, got to win that. Come out firing. The pressure is on us now. Heat did what they had to do. Came to the Garden. They won a game. Now we have to take care of game 2. No excuses. I'm sure Julius Randle will be back for that game. But have to take care of game 2, man. Have to. Because I don't even want to think about if we don't win that game. I'm already assuming that we're going to win that game. So hopefully Randall can get healthy. The shots will fall, guys. Don't be too concerned about that. Jalen Brunson, I thought he was shots will fall for him. He's 11 and 23 from the field, wasn't efficient. Brunson was taking over in the first half. They'll fall. Robinson was okay tonight. Shots will. It's just that we missed threes. 7 to 34 from the three isn't going to cut it. So come out Tuesday, firing on all cylinders. The crowd will be behind this team. I do think Randall will be back. Look out for updates on that. But I guess that's a wrap, man. I'll wrap this thing up. Appreciate every single one of you in the chat. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel. D-Gons for the super chat, man. Always appreciate you. D-Gons with the first super chat of the Knicks Nation channel. I will always remember that, man. Appreciate the love and support. Tuesday, man. Have to bounce back, right? Let me hit this question from Shy and then get up out of here. Keep Hart on Butler. That wasn't the issue today. The problem was their bench, specifically Lowry outplaying our bench with Grimes only playing 10 minutes. Grimes obviously not 100%. Yeah, that wasn't the issue. It's just, maybe the Knicks decide to go back to Quentin Grimes in the starting lineup. I just, we lost the game, so I'm just, spitballing here. Maybe the Knicks decide to go back to that route, but we need, like you stated, we need Josh Hart on Butler, his physical presence alone. So we shall see. But you're right. Grimes clearly not 100%. Only played 10 minutes tonight. Did hit a three, but only 10 minutes for Quentin Grimes. He's not going to sustain a rhythm only playing 10 minutes. So hopefully game 2 he can be out there 15 to 20 minutes. Hopefully our bench can step up. IQ, hopefully he can hit some shots, man. We need IQ for sure. Nino says we'll be playing from behind. Oh, hold on. If we lose the next one, it's over. That's from Nino. If we lose the next one, it's not looking good, but it's not over. It's not over till it's over, right? The famous quote. But yeah, we have to win game 2 now. Game 2 becomes must win. Heat did what they had to do. Came to the Garden, took one, Buzzy Beta says we have to win game 2 and 3. We have to do what they did to us. Going to Miami now. MSG South Florida. Going to Miami and take one. I will be at game 3. So I will be in the building for game 3. Cheering on the Knicks. Going to Miami. Take one. And we're good. Win the next 2 and we're good. So it's going to be a dogfight, man. This wasn't going to be easy. So everyone that said it was going to be easy, today was an inclination that it's not going to be. Shy says Butler can take advantage of Grimes, get him in foul trouble. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, that's true. I'm just, we lost, so I'm just spitballing whether or not the Knicks make that switch again because Grimes was so good for us late in the season. Grimes, remember, Quentin Grimes was hurting the Miami Heat. Remember the last game versus Miami in the regular season? Grimes had 26 points, I believe. And that was the start of Quentin Grimes, really the rise of Quentin Grimes. So he kept going zone, and Quentin Grimes was the guy that was hurting the Heat. Remember that. So if we got Grimes and his 3-point shot, he's a better shooter than Josh Hart. So I'm not saying, I'm just trying to figure out if the Knicks go back to Grimes in a starting lineup. Obviously, we want Hart on Butler, but remember, man, when Grimes is rolling, hitting his 3-point shot, that'll be huge for him too. So we'll see whether or not, the Knicks make a change on that front. Nino says, mark my words, we better win game 2. Yes, Nino, we better win game 2, man. All right, guys, let me get up out of here. I'll be back on Tuesday. So appreciate every single one of you in the chat, man. As always, let's go Knicks. We are winning game 2. You heard it here first. We are winning game 2. Peace out, guys.